sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Minnesota Vikings. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
Detroit! All right, here we go. 3-19! 3-19!
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
No. Check. Patriot!
And they'll go on the ground. And down he'll go at the 25. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and 10.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here we go. 3-19! 3-19!
On 2nd down, Turner. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 3rd down, that's Turner. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. They are in a zone. Remember, folks, 4 interceptions for this defense a week ago. First drive, make it number 5.
And the focal point will be the people who pick the ball out of the air. But let's not forget, to make that happen, it has to be an excellent pass rush, terrific coverage where they are plastered to the receivers, and then, of course, taking it away, making the catch, and going in the other direction.
And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Watch him now, Barney.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Tate. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Gun! 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 Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Hey, alert! Mike's 50! Mike's 50!
To throw on third down. Tate. And incomplete here on third down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He'll rifle this one deep right side. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney. All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Now back to throw. Sutton reeling it in on the left side. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
They'll drop to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Fielded at the 20. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
They go play action here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
Operating from the gun. Tate. Throw left side complete. That's Riley. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. From the gun on third down. Tate got his man complete over the middle. That's Riley. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. From the gun, Tate. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The Broncos say they have it. They do.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
On play action, they'll throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll roll him out right. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skill.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Looking to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they'll throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. That that time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
Operating from the gun, Tate. And his throw is incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. From the gun, Tate. Open here, Adam Thielen. And they work this out past the 25. Thielen with his first catch, and it's a first down.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around to make a play on the football.
Looking to throw. Tate, his throw incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Over! Hot!
To throw again. Tate. But it's caught on the right side at Smith. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun, Tate. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And Denver getting set to take the field. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
He sets to fire deep. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on and it's 2nd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Tackle made by the 2nd-round pick, Isaiah Oliver.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sutton. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with the football. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. And they'll run it here. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
Well, that hollow metal sound is the bane of any kicker's existence, and here, that sound is going to keep our game scoreless.
And you could see him give that body English as the ball was in the air. Come on, baby, come on. But no dice that time.
The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4th, turned it over in their own territory. But the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. It'll be a gain of 9, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. His first carry. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. Remain in a scoreless first half. More from Minneapolis after this.
No. Check. Patriot.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And complete to Zach Ertz. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards on the play.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there.
Leopard!
Back to throw now on first down. Trying to lay one up deep. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Throw left side complete. It's Sutton. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
3 down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, 1st down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
Throwing on 1st down. Tate, he's going to loft one deep left side here. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. And they'll go with a ground attack here. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And Denver getting set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
They'll throw now on the final play. Looking deep downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So plenty of action on the field, but no action right now on the scoreboard, at least as of yet. 0-0 is our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, this will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. There are 0 points on the scoreboard for either side. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments were made. The defenses have obviously been great.
So if you like defense, this is a classic game. This is what you're looking for. But now you're trying to figure out how to gain any type of an advantage on offense. Is it through a big chunk play that they haven't seen before? Or is it just running your regular offense and running it better, trying to create an opportunity?
We'll see which avenue they choose to go down. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
I call that play a success. A nice inside. Run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
And here comes throw number one for the backup QB. Smith catches left side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there at 22.
Watch him now, Barney!
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Now a handoff looking right. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll set up a throw, and that is incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this time. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They're going to look to throw. And this is Ertz with it, right side. Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Second down now. Turner. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. He'll drop to throw. He's got his tight end, Jake Butt. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Give them 14 yards there and a Denver first down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 41.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
He'll look to throw. And that's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. That'll bring up 2nd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Now let's go.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
So on now is Brandon McManus. He has hit from as far away as 57, but that was in Denver. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. Well, some good news, partner. We will not have a scoreless tie as we finally get our first points of the contest here in quarter 3.
Yeah, just a field goal, but with the way those defenses ruled in the first half, that could be a big 3-point play right there, couldn't it?
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They'll set up to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point, just a field goal separating these two teams. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
We got three, fellas. We got three. Watch it now, Barney.
Back to throw here. Pass incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Now back to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Over the middle, complete. It's Riley. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Back to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Now they try the right side here, and he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard on the pickup there, 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the 1st battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Watch it now, Barney.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the 1st, but instead it's 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Over. All right, now, lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun, and he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 6 yards puts them right on the doorstep, but now it'll be 4th and goal. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. They stop him at the 1. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And this shutout is going to continue as the defense holds again. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Let's go. Green, 39. Green.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. The hitter here, it's complete. Good move, but not much to show for it. Still inside the 5. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This is Hines. And nothing but daylight ahead. He's at the 40, the 20, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Nyheim Hines, his first touchdown of the new season, and the Broncos will add on to their lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, and a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position where we were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worried about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. They'll drop to throw. And the Broncos get there and take him down.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Looking to throw. A quick hitter complete. It's Riley. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. He'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Smith. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, this from 46. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So 2 missed field goals for him now, and that's helped keep them with a big 0 on the scoreboard.
Well, it's not the only reason they have a 0. The offense has been bogged down a few times now, but it's certainly not helping the cause any at all.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Hines. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. That one looks like he'll throw here. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters, as they'll try again now, 3rd and long.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky
They'll look to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And now out comes Minnesota. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. This is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Justin Simmons, and he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. Scoring has really been at a premium, and Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're finishing this one up, an exclamation point on a terrific game. As you noted, hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 10 yards is the pickup there, and that should just about put a bow on this one. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is caught inside the 5. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there.
Here we go now. 3-19.
He's going to get it running right. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
The extra point up and good, but this one was decided anyway, as that will be the final action in this ball game. And the storyline of this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column too.
So for the Broncos, they did what they needed to do. They split their first 2 road games of the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the New Orleans Saints. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
I sound